Hello, Komiks People. Andito kami sa Comic-Con.
Hello.
Comiceria.
Comiceria ba or Comiceria? Anong pronunciation?
Hindi ko nga alam eh. Baka Comiceria kapag social, kapag Taglish.
Comiceria? Or...
Comiceria.
Comiceria! Oh, yun, pwede. Okay, well, that works
Pwede
too.
naman.
Pwede naman. Yeah.
Comiceria.
Yeah, sure.
Ang tawag ko kasi Comiceria kasi galeria. Comiceria.
Ganon. Okay, makes sense. Galleria, Comiceria,
Yeah.
Comiceria. Yeah, pwede.
Kasama ko si, I'm with Mr. JV Tanjuatco
Tama, correct.
of War of the Whispers Comics.
Yes.
Ayan. At kayo din to, di ba? Comic Book Club.
Comic Book Lab. That's the actual publishing imprint.
Ayan. So, can you please introduce us to your comics? Like, ano yung Comic Book Club? Kailan siya nag-start?
Kailan? We started back in 2015. And the initial idea of Comic Book Lab is that we create comics for clients. So, originally, it used to be for people na parang, halimbawa, meron silang dream of creating a comic, pero wala silang oras. They don't have the time to actually create it. So, the service we offer is that we will do that for them. So, originally, someone approached me to create War of Whispers. His name is Andre Palma. He had the concept, but he decided, can you be the one to write the comic? And then I put the team together, consisting of Jim Jimenez, and then we got a letterer, Henry Pedina. So that was the initial team. And then we did the same thing with Mythopolis there. Marco Manalak was my partner here. So he had a short story called Dead City. And then I proposed, what if we change the name to Mythopolis and then we base your first story on and adapt it into a comic.
Mythopolis kasi based on mythology.
Yes! Actually, the concept is that in Mythopolis, it's a city filled with yung lahat ng mga refugees sa mga ibang mythologies. So it's a city comprised of different cultures. So, syempre may Pinoy, but there's also Asgardian, there's Chinese, there's Japanese. So they're all living in this one city, trying to cohabitate. So yan yung concept ng Mythopolis.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ang galing ah. So kailan siya nag-start yung Mythopolis?
Actually the same time, mga 2016.
2016.
Yeah, we
So
started
2015 nagko-commission kayo ng mga comics.
Yeah.
Tapos 2016 nag-produce na kayo ng sarili niyong title.
Yep. We launched Mythopolis in Comic-Con in early 2016. Then after that, sa Comic-Con, War of Whispers naman. Yeah.
Tapos gaano kayo kadalas maglabas ng comics?
Well, we were never on a set schedule. So, whenever we found the time, so minsan we'd anticipate for every Comic-Con. So usually, sa 2016 hanggang 2018, whenever there was a new Comic-Con or any con, we would always make sure that we would have new material available.
Nice. So War of Whispers, ano na siya? 4 na, di ba? 1 to 4, issue 1 to 4.
Yeah.
So in a span of how many years yung 1 to 4? 2016 to 2020? 2021?
Well, because of COVID, we got slowed down because of COVID. So the last book was issue 3, which came out 2018.
Okay.
2018. And then parang a new project came our way. So we kind of put Mythopolis at yung War of Whispers on the side to focus on this book called Stay 21 Comic Stories.
Yung Stay, o nga sa inyo din pala yun.
Yeah, with Angelo, our
nag-drawing din doon si Choknat, di ba?
Sa amin lahat, si Choknat, Choknat-san, si Roy Allen Jimenez, who's here today. Pati si Cadjo Baldissimo,
Oh.
si Jim,
Star-studded, no?
Jim Jimenez, sino pa? Si Fritz Casas, Andoy Man. Well, we were lucky to find a lot of top-notch talent for the comic.
Oh. Yung ano naman, yung stay, can you describe ano siya, what's it about? So
Okay.
21 stories siya na iba-iba?
21 stories na iba, na concept ni Sarge Lacuesta. Siya yung writer. And then he had all these different stories, 21 stories that he wanted to to convert into comics. So my job was as a editor and producer was to choose the right artist for each story.
Okay.
So we were able to get in touch with all these A-list artists talaga, and there was a big it was a big turning point for Comic Book Lab because it helped us build our network of creators. Yun. So all the story, iba yung mga stories ay there's stories about love, there's stories about horror, ghosts, sex, adolescence, World War II, crime. It's all slice of life. It's all these different subject matter.
Gano'ng katagal na-produce yung 21, yung stay na comic?
Believe it or not, mga 5 months.
5 months? Working with different artists, medyo challenging kasi iba-iba yung pacing yan. May mga artists na mabilis, may mga...
Iba yung pace nila, pero sabay-sabay yung lahat. So we are able to get them to be working on everything at the same time.
Oo. Hindi ba mahirap makipag-work sa iba-ibang artist ng sabay-sabay? Kasi may mga artist na, artist, di ba? Minsan hindi sumasagot. Minsan, di ba?
Depende sa yung artist eh. Kasi may ibang artist na ang bagos talaga. Like for example, like si Jim Jimenez at si Randy Valiente.
Mabilis yun.
Oo. So they were able to do, like Jim was able to do 3 stories. And then Randy did like also 2 or 3. So they were really fast. So we were choosing not just, and then there were other comics there that were like mga 20 plus pages. So we gave it to the artists who were capable of doing it at that speed. So may iba naman na mga 5 pages. So like Cadjo Baldissimo did 5 pages worth, but it took his time talaga. So depende talaga.
So far, kamusta naman yung reception dun sa stay na comics? Okay naman?
Maganda. Critical reception, as in like we got a lot of good reviews from Esquire Magazine, PH, and from PDI, Philippine Star, Coconuts Manila. So the response was really promising.
Ayos. Ito namang War of Whispers. What's it about?
Okay. War of Whispers is about this kid born named Julian, who was raised in World War II Manila during the time the Japanese occupied the city. So he is entrusted with a mystical message to deliver to the Americans hiding out. So it's a message supposedly that can change the tide of the war. So along the way, he encounters different beings, different creatures from both Filipino and Japanese folklore. So, encounter yung mga duwende, pati yung mga kapre, and then he encounters other creatures from Japanese folklore, like what they call the kappa. And so, the thing is,
Kappa yung di ba? Yung parang may star dito sa ulo.
tapos may yung katawan yung turtle. Yeah. And then, the thing is, nakatrauma siya. So, hindi niya alam talaga kung totoo, if he's seeing if it's real or not.
Ayos
Yun.
Ano yung meron sa mythology but yun yung gusto mong topic sa comics?
Well,
Lumaki ka ba sa mga Pinoy comics?
Alam niyo naman yung trend dito, diba? Puro mythology. Diba? And
Mahilig ka rin magbasa, mag-consume ng mythology na content?
Well, all sorts of mythology. I've always been interested in all sorts of mythology, not just Filipino. I used to love Greek mythology, not mga Norse mythology, diba? So I was really into that more than anything. But of course, like I said, it's like I was thinking, what can be something that's appealing to readers here in the country? So I thought, Pinoy folklore, diba? And it's something, and all the comics are in English because they're also designed for an international market. So we want to showcase Pinoy folklore also.
So far, ano ba siya? Meron na ba siyang exposure outside the Philippines?
Meron naman. The books have been brought to the US naman. We've shown the books to these different mga podcasters. This podcast called Near Mint Condition. They recently even promoted the book on their videos recently. So there's been a little bit of promotion naman.
Wala pa namang nag-message to publish their...
Di pa. Sana in the future, Hey! Uy! And it's my good friend Roy. Oh! Sige.
Yun, isang malupit na artist. Binisita tayo, si Sir Roy Alan Martinez.
Roy Alan Martinez.
Idol ko yun sa Deviant Art, sa buong sentido.
Diba, ang ganda talaga yung art niya, even until now.
Grabe.
I recently did some work with him in another project, aside from Stay. It's called Dracula Rising Sun. So, if you ever get the chance to see that book, please check it out.
Sobrang galing. Bihira actually sa mga young artists. Bihira. As in, siguro hindi pa mabibilang sa kamay yung mga ganyang style, yung mga Pinoy style na realistic.
Yung mga classic style, diba? Yung pang 70s.
Ngayon parang anime, cartoony style na...
Yeah, diba? Mahilig ka sa manga eh. Hindi, kaibigan ko si Jason Inocencio.
Boses ng Comic Con yan.
Oh, the voice of Comic Con.
Hindi ako kailangan ngayon. Chill.
So yeah.
So ano yung, di ba, for issues na tapos nabanggit mo kanina, lalabas na yung 5 this year.
Issue 5, yes. Yeah.
Ayun. So meron ba kayong next project na niluluto ngayon?
Meron. I'm working on some top secret comics right now. One's a science fiction story, another superhero comic.
Pero may mga touch of mythology pa din.
Hindi
na?
Na-branch out na ako. Kasi I want to try something that's a little more universal. So, I mean, maybe eventually I'll do another Mythopolis comic, But I want to try different genres also.
Ang prolific mong mag-produce ng comics. What makes you love comics? What made you love comics? Ano yung mga pina-follow mo noon na titles?
Into that, yung mga Uncanny X-Men by Chris Claremont and Jim Lee.
Maraming ang ganun, pati si Sir Jerry, yun din ang paborito eh.
Oo.
Pati si Bambi, alam ko, yun din ang paborito niya eh.
Diba?
Chris Claremont run ng X-Men.
Kasi grabe yung characterization niya eh. When you read his script, his writing, parang...
Naka-Phoenix Saga, di ba?
And they really have character personality.
So laking Western or nagbabasa ka rin ng
Puro Western ako dati. That's how I started when I was a kid. That's what I grew up with. It's only when I was already in my 20s, that's when I discovered mga ibang genre na mga pang horror, crime. So that's what I really grew up with. I really started with superhero comics.
Ngayon yung question ko, can you still remember the first time that made you do comics? Like, I wanna do comics now because may binasa ka bang comics? Or may nangyari ba sa buhay mo na, sige, magko-comics na rin ako. I wanna share this story to the world.
Parang ganun. I used to, when I was a kid, I used to like write stories. Like parang Twilight Zone stories. But I didn't think about doing a comic until maybe I was in my early 30s. And that's when
Medyo late na rin no?
No, medyo late. And that's the only time I really thought of ideas for stories that I wanted to do. And that's more where I come from, more like parang it's more about like I have these ideas and stories in my head that I want to share with a lot of people.
Tapos nagawa mo na siya nung 30 plus ka na.
Oo.
Ano yung title na yun, yung una mong ginawa? And nahirapan ka bang gumawa ng first title mo? O hindi naman?
Hindi naman. Parang it was easy for, like for example, yung nasubmit ko sa Pico, it was very easy to come up with the name Third World Power.
Yun, Third World Power.
Yung Third World Power.
Third World Power. Because we're on a third world country, hindi naman.
Something like that. So, that was very easy. Parang, it's not hard for me to come up with titles. You know, it's really, yung challenge ko talaga yung mga plotting, you know, getting to that place where it's something that feels fresh and original for me.
How did you learn to draw or create stories for comics?
I took a course with Tintin Pantoja. Yung comics, I studied under Komiks School Manila, yung workshop niya.
Komiks School Manila.
Yeah, back in 2014. So
Before pa ng Comic at University yun?
parang sabay yan. Parang I think that was at the same time. Basta,
Doon kayo tinuruan how to write comics.
she taught me in terms of like parang yung panel work, pati yung format ng comic book scripting. So, and even like, you know, trying to find the right artist for the story. So that's where she was a really good teacher in how not just to write a story but how to put a comic book together.
Si Tintin Pandoka yung teacher niyo.
Oh.
Naka-collaborate ko rin siya one time eh.
Talaga?
Nag-assist ako sa kanya sa comics na ginagawa niya. Kasi kailangan niya ng inker. Nag-ink ako sa kanya.
So, yun.
Galing. So, yun. Shout out kay Miss Tintin Pantoja.
Hey, Ted.
Yun. So, marami na tayong napag-usapan about comics.
Of course.
Ano yung ma-advise mo sa mga gustong mag-start ng sarili nilang comics? Kasi yung ibang mga artists, medyo insecure na kapag medyo matanda na ayoko nang maglabas kasi baka sabihin nila pangit naman yung gawa ko. Ganun.
Ay.
Maraming ganun eh. Ayaw nilang ilabas kasi kailangan perfect. Ganun.
If you keep on thinking you have to make it perfect, you will never stop. You will never stop. You just need to like keep on going, you know, and just tell yourself that you have a time limit. Because perfection will always take time and you'll never get to that point. You know, even it's the same thing with writing. You know, the important thing is when you write, you do revise. Revise, but know that there's only so much time you have, you know, before you have to let it go. Ano yung tawag na? You call it picture lock, meaning hanggang dito lang, and then you have to like go on and, you know, go to the next phase na.
I-release mo na.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared because every mistake is a chance for you to learn, you know, and improve on your art.
Sino yung mga idol mo sa pagko-comics na writer, artist, foreign, local?
Siyempre budget tan for writing and Kadjo Baldiso, you know, because for me, together they have a synergy, a creative synergy that is so hard to replicate, no? All right, and then sino pa, like in terms of like foreign, it's like guys like Neil Gaiman, syempre, and then Jim Lee, the usual pang 90s. You know?
Sino yung mga hindi mainstream pero gustong-gusto mo yung trabaho?
Sino?
Mga indie, mga underground?
Underground? Hindi naman sobrang underground. But,
Yung hindi masyadong parang top of mind na hindi siya common na hindi pa siya underrated, kumbaga.
underrated. There's this guy sa Image Comics, Daniel Warren Johnson. Parang he does parang rock and roll comics yung style niya. Yung parang his most recent comic was a book, graphic novel called Murder Falcon, and it's about heavy metal and how there's the main character uses heavy metal to save the world.
Stig ah.
Oh, Stig. You know, and then, but it's also related to something deep and personal. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but highly recommend
Look it up.
it. Oh, pretty
Ayan.
cool.
So kung ano, ayun, sino yung dream collaborator makakollaborate in the future na artist or writer? Budgetan,
Ang hirap naman yung mga tanong mo.
Maliban kay Sir Budget kasi alam ko, baka siya yung sasabihin mo. Yung iba naman.
Iba naman. Who would I love to work with? Sino? Guys like, well, like I mentioned,
Neil Gaiman, mga ganun.
oh my God, yeah, of course. Siyempre Neil.
Grant Morrison, mga ganyan.
Si Chip Zdarsky, siya yung sobrang sikat na yan sa Marvel at si DC. He's been doing Daredevil, and then he's he just started Batman. Oh, you know, guys like him or sino yan? Si Jorge Jimenez, who's on DC, and then Pepe Larraz, who's just also doing some work with Mark Miller on an image comic called Big Game. Well, that's off the top of my head, but there's so many.
Maraming magagaling eh. No?
Oh, there's so many talented guys. Super.
Ayun. Thank you very much, Sir JV,
My
for
pleasure.
IKP guesting.
Yeah, no
Saan ka namin
problem.
makikita online? Ano yung mga social media?
You can catch me on my name, JV Tanjuatco, I have a Facebook page and an IG account, and then also at Comic Book Lab. That's on both FB and on IG as well.
Hanapin nyo lang, Comic Book Lab and yung mga gawa ni Sir JV. Thank you, Komiks People. See you next time. Ako si Mel Casigi. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Indie Comics Podcast.